So here we go. Is the relationship over if the marriage proposal is declined?
First off,
If she said no to the ring,
listen. So I'm saying bye-bye.
No vagina is whack or dry. You just don't turn her on. I'm jugular out the gate, bro. Let's get into this.
Dating someone you can have fun with is really unmatched. That's in my top 3. If I can't have fun with you, I don't even know how this thing gonna work.
hey, bro, give us the other 2. Fun and what else?
Nah.
All right, no, don't worry. It's all good. What else?
That's why you can't tell your brother stuff in confidence, because they go,
Let's normalize bragging about women like this.
Hey, now.
go back. If I'm being honest, I feel like she started feeling the beat a little bit.
Are you guys brutally honest with your friends, or do you hold back in order not to hurt their feelings?
The honesty is not the brutal part. The brutal part is how the person perceives your honesty.
If you're dating a narcissist at Christmas, you had better run.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. This guy here. I put you on camera first, trying to give him the dreamy eyes, man.
Listen, I was just smiling at my folks, my people.
But I was going that way.
Out there in TV land.
That's where we at, huh? We in TV land
for sure.
Yo, we done made some strides, man. We done been on what this. I think I counted 2.5 years for me, maybe. So that means you at 3.5, yeah.
3.5, yep. Sheesh,
bruh.
It's going strong. We done had different people come and go on the show, and we done had sabbaticals and hiatus and taking care of family. But like I said last week, and when we made a deal with each other that if 2 people can be available to be on, we gonna be here. So,
bro,
2. That's what it is.
I was ready to break that, man. Like sometimes I just need to get on here and talk. I need to go somewhere and talk. And you know what? It's crazy because we've all, like you, me, Earl, Carrie, all of us have been going through a lot these last few months.
Yeah.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? So it's been like, our schedule and our demands and our priorities, it's definitely pulled us in different places, even on a Sunday. But
I think honestly, I think we could definitely bring that to the table. Like, if one of us want to just get on and vent and just talk to the camera, and maybe 1 or 2 people chime in, maybe nobody chimes in, but just the fact that, because at the end of the day, this was an outlet made for us.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
I think that I went back and re-looked at last week, and when I was just on here talking, I was like, bro, it felt good. I talk to myself often, so that felt good. It felt healthy.
So it felt good with me. Show is basically what I'm hearing.
Felt great. Felt great when you joined the show. It was phenomenal. This brother needs words of affirmation. I want to do something. Real quick before I check in, bro. Because we're talking about, like, I've been on this podcast for 2.5 years. You've been on here for 3.5 years. I want to check in with this, and then you can chime in at whatever you want to do next. But how have you changed as a man since the first episode that you did up till now?
Okay, I'm gonna answer that in 2 ways. The first way is a question you didn't ask, but I think for the viewers, it'll be kind of like, yeah, that's true kind of moment. When me, Carrie, and Sean Swoops initially started a lot of, ratchet type stuff. I mean, not saying that it was anything that people didn't want to talk about. We were still talking about stuff but I feel like we've gotten to a deeper space in the show. Stuff it's more meat and more sustenance and more substance to the show these days. Yep. To the show these days, man, and it's something that I can appreciate. As far as how I've changed personally, I was telling Janae, was that today or yesterday? I feel like I haven't ever in my life cried this much. I feel like every damn day I'm crying about something, whether it's something good, whether it's something bad, whether it's something that hurt, whether it's something felt good, whatever the case may be. I just feel like I'm at a very transparent and vulnerable and I say a good space in my life. Like I was reflecting today, and I was just like, man, I'm content. I'm content in my relationship. I'm content in my fatherhood. I'm content in pretty much all aspects of my life. Now, there is some things, of course, that I want to work on. I want to fine tune. I want to develop. I want to learn things like that. But I feel like this is probably one of the first times in my life where I could just sit back and be like, hey, man, life is good. And it's crazy. And I know that it's legit because around me is a hurricane. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm in the eye of the storm and I'm just, parts of my soul, I feel good. I feel at peace. Even though, like, it's sad times for me right now. Like, I'm sad a lot of the times recently, but even in that, it's still a peace deep down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like these conversations, these transparent conversations that we have on the show have helped me in life to be honest with myself, first of all, to be honest with the people that I love, and to really just have a space for grace, which we talk about a lot on the show, for other people. I'm still working on that space for myself, but
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's definitely helped me. Like if we were to do a poll and everybody said, nah, nothing really helped, nothing really stand out, I would definitely be that one person like, well, it helped me. I don't know about anybody else, but it definitely helped me, man. So that's where I'm at. Where you at with it?
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this off jump, bro. Every man needs a place to end the drought.
Yeah.
We got emotions and stuff pent up inside of us, and they come out in very destructive ways or depressive ways oftentimes. And I love this podcast because it gives us a place not to come and agree, but to come and share, to come and talk, to come and just let it out. You know what I'm saying to you? There's been if you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you've seen us disagree on the show. You've seen us have a strong stance, a passionate stance on the topic. And you've seen sometimes we change that stance. And we're showing you guys, like, when you create a safe space for a man to come and end that drought, meaning like get all that storm that's on the outside of him, to get all the storm that's going on inside of him, get it out, maybe through some kind of, verbally. Just get it out verbally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? You know, sometimes men say, well, I'm not a communicator, I don't talk. I promise you it's the environment. I'm telling you, it's not a lack of a skill set. I promise you it's the environment. So I'm grateful for this podcast. I know that I've grown as well. Since the first time I started, I mean, you know, I'll take that back. I'm probably the same solid dude I was at day one, but I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. Mike, why don't you tell me, bro? I have a hard time looking in the mirror. What do you think? How have I changed since the first time I was on the episode? Why did y'all even invite me on? Because y'all had to take that vote yourselves.
Yeah, no. So Carrie vouched for you. I didn't know you. I didn't know nothing about you. I didn't know your story.
You knew me in the streets, though. You heard my name around.
I've never heard of you.
That's right. I'm back.
Irrelevant.
Oklahoma, not LA. Got you.
Nah, but Kerry had vouched for. He was like, hey, I think we should bring one more person on. My brother would be a great fit. He brings XYZ. He brings a different viewpoint pretty much than all of us. And I think that was the main thing we've always tried to focus on this show, is as close as all four of us are, we all have our different viewpoints and outlooks on life. We see
diversity and inclusion.
100%.
I was like the affirmative action guy. Y'all brought me on because y'all Y'all needed somebody, huh? Wow,
Yeah, I'll
Mike.
go with
Wow,
that.
Mike.
No, I'll
Wow.
go with that. I had
Wow,
to think
Mike.
about it. I had to,
Wow, Mike.
you know, man, I don't want to just put no bullshit out there and people be like, nah, that nigga's lying.
Was
But no,
y'all? A few people were upset. They was like, "Why?" Because I come on and I wasn't necessarily joining in the ratchetness the way that it was. Not
yeah,
because it was like, "Oh man, I don't want to talk about that." Like I just had a different perspective on things.
yeah.
I don't know. I think
And
it
I
was
think
a little bit of pushback.
it was, and honestly, it still is. And I think a lot of people initially that don't know you felt like this was more he's putting on the front, he's putting on the show. But as far as I
Yeah.
know of you, this has been you since I met you. So I'm gonna assume and I'm gonna go with this is who you really are. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
exactly what I just said. Same dude since day one. Cool. Just wanted to see if you would affirm that at some point. Just full circle moment. Full circle moment. You just, huh?
And then for the just text that the show is different, and we need to bring back the show the way it was before. I feel like
Hold on, I lost you
you
for a
know
second. My internet went out. You said people said we need to bring the show back.
no, I'm saying people have said that we missed the old show, how it was before with all the more ratchet activities. And, I would say to that, people evolve, people change. You know what I mean? A lot of times people will hear me talking about my relationship more than I used to. You know what I mean? People's values, people's priorities change. So what you're seeing is not, oh, they change, it's evolution. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're evolving into the men we want to be, the men that you know what I mean, we want to fine tune. So in actuality, it's an evolution that I feel like people are watching and being privy to that, nobody else really is. You know what I mean? Like we always say, we made this show as a barbershop talk kind of thing. And if you go back and look at that episode 1, season 1, the conversation was just different. And me personally, I'm not there no more. I don't want to just talk about a whole bunch of ratchet shit no more. I want to talk about stuff that's going to feed me, whether it be emotionally, spiritually, mentally, whatever the case may be. And I feel like these types of conversations that we're having these days are what's needed. You know what I mean? Even with like Dub's transparency and the way he's gonna tell how he's gonna tell it like it is and how he feels about it. Like all that stuff is needed. All that kind of stuff we don't get to just say every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even Carrie, you know what I mean? The conversations he has, it like I said, we just all bring our certain elements to the show that make it the show.
Amen to that. Speaking of, bro, you want to get into this show, bro? Actually, you got an announcement, bro. Why don't you do that real quick?
Oh, I do. So,
Oh, did you send it to me?
I did.
Okay, let me grab. Let me do that.
So, one of our family friends reached out, Mimi, and she said that her mother-in-law is a missionary and has been a missionary since I've known them as well. Mine is as well. My mother is a missionary, and Mimi reached out and said, "Hey, we're doing a missions trip to Africa, and our kids are going, and we wanted to know if Denham wanted to go." And I was like, "Man, that's big. Like, I don't know. I'll ask him." And of course, you know what I mean, I asked him, and he was super excited. And of course, my mom, she's a missionary. She was excited, and you know what I mean. And I was like, well, okay, cool. Let's do whatever it takes to get him there. So we went through currently going through the passport process. He went and took his passport picture, and he's just excited each step of the way. And so, initially the devil, this is how it's funny. The devil will have you so prideful that you won't even extend your hand to receive any kind of help you may need. He was like, "No, don't do no GoFundMe. Like, you got it. You got the money to do it. You just maybe just gonna go out to eat, sacrifice." I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna put this GoFundMe out. If we get anything, great. If we don't, cool. He's still gonna go on the trip." So, I had Denim. Me and my mom had Denim write out a little spiel about his wanting to go to Africa and why he wants to go to Africa and this and that and why being a missionary in Africa is important, all this other great stuff. So we started this GoFundMe for my son on, was it Thursday? Friday? This past Friday, we started it, and we've already gotten over halfway to his $3,900 goal, which that pays for his flight, his hotel, and I think a few other things. So
I think me giving that 2K was real helpful, off the jump.
You talking about the basketball game? NBA 2K?
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah, no, he like it. But no, so if you guys want to donate to this very special cause for this very special young man you see there, the link is on my page.
The link Mike is gonna put in the chat for y'all. Make it easy, convenience. And if you want to go back, you know what? You know what's always nice, because Mike lets me do this sometimes, like halftime for collecting money. Listen, let me tell you guys something. Mike, put yourself on mute. You might not want to hear this. We often talk about black men, but black men were black boys before they became black men. And oftentimes they become who they are because of either what they've been exposed to or the lack of what they've been exposed to. This is a phenomenal opportunity for this young man that could change his heart, his mind, and his spirit. This kind of exposure molds the mind in a very specific way. I've been on multiple mission trips. This young man is already a leader because his dad is Michael. So he's going to grow up to start to show other young men and men when he becomes a man the way. And you can contribute to that right now by giving him a chance to go to the motherland, and give him a chance to do something there that's not just import and export. Mission work is something that's good for the soul. And once he gets a taste of that, bro, it changes you forever. And so if you want to be a part, listen, the cap is around 3,000, but listen, go beyond that. You know what I'm saying? Give extra. Because the way if his heart is cut anything like his dad's heart, he gonna probably give it away to somebody out there who needs it. You know what I'm saying to you? One missions trip. You know what I'm saying? I already see this dude coming back, wanting to do the same work he did in Africa, back home in Inglewood. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, you want to help him get to Africa, but you also want to resource this young man to bring back with him what happened in Africa to his own community, because he's probably friends with your nephew. He gonna probably be friends with your son. You know what I'm saying to you? And he can expose that young man to what he's been exposed to. And this is your opportunity to contribute. You know what I'm saying? You tired of seeing men the way they are? This is where it starts. We were black boys before we were black men. You have an opportunity to affect the black boy's life, which means you have an opportunity to affect a black man's life, which means you have an opportunity to affect the entire community of black people. So let me put this back up real quick. Mike, you got it.
I mean, shit. That was good, man. The link, I think Janae put the link up there, and then I dropped it in there as well. Also, it's on my Facebook page. It's on my Instagram page. So you can definitely find it there. If you guys, for whatever reason, can't, or the link doesn't, whatever the case may be, we still have the Maybe This Will Help Cash App. If that's easier for everyone or anyone, you could always hit our Cash App and send it there. Just make sure you specify that it's for Denim Goes to Africa. And yeah, we'll definitely make sure it gets to the right place. Yeah, so thank you guys in advance. You know, it means a lot to me, but I know it means the world to Denim. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you.
All right, you feel good about it now? Listen, man, I did that one for free. Don't worry about it, nephew. I told you I'm gonna drop 50 cents in that account. There you go.
50 cent.
Hey, listen, what they say in the Bible, you know, silver and gold have I none, but what I do have, I'm a public speaker, and I have a way of influencing people to do what's right, to do what's best for mankind. You know, I have a very specific gift on helping humans be better humans. Yeah. I know it's a gift because it's not always in my heart to do it, but it's something about it's in my spirit that I know I need to get it done.
Yeah. So what's crazy is you don't have that gift for yourself. That's wild.
That's the way it always works. You know what I'm saying? I try to surround myself with people, but you know, they flaky. So Huh? I'm just saying, bro. Listen, we're gonna get the show started.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it here. You wouldn't like it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it here.
Ah, man, I want to share that with my coworkers so bad, but I know it's not the time or place.
They should be watching. If you're doing your job, they'll be watching. I seen P Valley tapped in.
She did. That's my boss,
Yeah.
man. She my performance review is coming up. She'll try to dock my pay.
You can work from home for free. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Hey, listen, I got a lawyer. All right, man. Are you ready to do this, bro?
Yeah, man. I was ready.
Listen, I got some good stuff for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're about to do. We're about to get into this show. Go ahead, tag somebody you know needs to hear this content we're about to put up. Make sure you jump in the chat and share your comments with us. If you say something of significance, we will definitely drop it up here just like that. If you're ever looking for the link or whatever, yeah, all like that. Halftime, we're going to talk about another small business probably. And then the second half of the show, we're going to keep it going. We on until 10 o'clock at night, Pacific time. So let's get into this. Please jump into the chat. I am ready. Mike, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start with a scenario first.
Your girl is on the way to work. You're at work. She gets a flat tire. One of her male friends does not live too far away from where her job is at. Mm-hmm. Instead of calling you, she calls the male friend. Hey, look, I'm kind of close to the job.
Let me stop you.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying.
Why she not calling me? I'm her man. At least me first. Let me at least miss the call.
Listen, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not even saying you can't call the you know what I'm saying? But call me first at least. If I don't answer or some or call me and we can even discuss it because I'm gonna probably answer. If I'm your dude, call me first every time before you call another. If I had to say that, I probably would have not gotten into a relationship with you if you don't get shit like that.
Your girl is.
That brother got salty.
Nigga, why the dude gotta be a nigga all of a sudden? Yeah, why you didn't call this nigga? Sheesh.
Where you at, Mike? Your girl's headed to work.
Yeah. Here's where I'm at with it. I think
why the other nigga wasn't at work? Because he a street nigga. That's why he. If we all at work, nigga, why you not at work? You just out here saving people. You ain't got no job.
Nah, so for me, I think the more so the reason to call me first is just because of the well-being thing. You know what I'm saying? Like call me, let me make sure you're okay, and then hey, I'm gonna call Donnie. I'm gonna call somebody, and they right around the corner. He's gonna have cool. Let me know when the tire's on. Let me know when you're good, and then call me when you get to work. Type of situation. It's not because why she didn't call me first. I'm her man. She should have called. It's more so I want to make sure you're good. And if something like that happens, like, okay, are you pulled over to the side of the freeway? Like, are you stuck? Like, do you need me to come? If I got to leave work, I'll leave work. That kind of thing. But it ain't no Bogart, you mine, so you should have called me. Nah.
Hey, this is why when we talk about your partner becoming friends with your friends,
yeah, that's important.
You start to build a community of support. And this is specifically why we want our partners to be friends with our friends and not have all that funny fugazi stuff, right? Because if I'm not available, who's next in line? My brothers. If they're not available, who's next in line? Maybe my cousins, my uncles. Like, I need you to know my folks who have my best interests at heart, and I need to know her folks. You know what I'm saying? To you, it's like, yo, babe, I couldn't get in touch with you. She's like, don't trip. My cousin Lisa, you know what I'm saying? Or my auntie Pam, like, you know what I'm saying? Or even my dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, my community and your community should mesh together and become support systems for each other. You know what I'm saying to you? If all that's exhausted and you got to call a stranger, then okay. But at least we put the proper things in place. I can't stand when people be like, no, that's just my chicken. I'm not sharing it with my people, my circle. Like, it's just, that's wild to me, bro.
Yeah, that's not it. It's wild to me, but I'll say it's wild to me now because I've never had a relationship where my girl was friends with my homeboys, and it wasn't because I didn't want her to be. I just think that, you know, I don't know, honestly, I don't know why that is until I got in this particular circle of friends and brothers that I really feel like, yeah, y'all need your own relationship. I want you to be able to call Donnie without having to, you know what I mean? Hey, do you mind if no, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I am at now. Or my boy Cars, you know what I mean? My boy Cars and Janae have their whole own relationship outside of me. Talk to each other, DM each other, and it never crosses my mind. No fuck shit, because I already know, his pedigree and I know her pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all have those friends though.
I'm done. I'm getting off the show.
Yeah, no. You run it by me, and then I'll run it by him, and then he'll run it by me, and I'll run it back to you. No reason why you got to call this nigga, and no reason why. We all have those type of friends, but you know what I mean? Even in that though, so you know that. You see what it is, so don't open up that door.
Hey, so check this out. Sasha said his first response seems like it was out of insecurity. So on this video, right, we got this guy giving this hypothetical.
Let's run it back.
All right. Let's run it back. That's fine.
Because my man Reggie just popped on. What up, Reggie?
Reggie popped on?
Yeah.
What up?
You know he's the fifth
yeah. Honorary member of Maybe This Will Help. All right, check it.
Your girl is on the way to work. You're at work, she gets a flat tire. One of her male friends does not live too far away from where her job is at. Mm-hmm. Instead of calling you, she calls the male friend. Hey, look, I'm kind of close to the job.
Let me stop you.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying.
Why she not calling me? I'm her man. At least me first. Let me at least miss the call.
Listen, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not even saying you can't call the you know what I'm saying? But call me first at least. If I don't answer or some or call me and we can even discuss it because I'm gonna probably answer. If I'm your dude, call me first every time before you call another. If I had to say that, I probably would have not gotten into a relationship with you if you don't get shit like that.
Your girl is.
This brother said it's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker.
I probably shouldn't have gotten a relationship with you if you don't know shit like that.
Man.
But it's funny how many relationships that we get into assuming that because these are my standards, this person should already know that. It should be common sense for this person to know what my personal standards are or what my personal wants are in this relationship. That ain't it, man. Everybody sees life through a different looking glass.
So I want to mention this comment that Sasha gave. She said that it sounded like it triggered an insecurity. Possibly. Or sometimes people's history have just shown them certain things. And I don't know if that's necessarily an insecurity. I know a lot of times people say, operate from wisdom or discernment. But man, sometimes you can be in a situation in life so many times that that's just how it is. That's how it's always been. I don't know anything different.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying to you? Like I've never seen it modeled for me, people having healthy relationships with people of the opposite sex. It's always that workplace husband or something like that. But I want to answer this, man, because the girl I'm dating, her car wouldn't start the other day. You know what I'm saying to you? And she called me. You know what I'm saying? And she was telling me like, some guys over there trying to help her out. I was like, dude, where you at? Like, let me get the address. Like, no, my sister's here. My brother's on his way. I was like, man, what else can I do? And I was like, me, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to run to the age. She's like, talk with me on the phone. Like, I just want to. It's like, oh, I can feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like
a little bit more.
Huh? You said what? He said I just fell in love. What happened?
A little bit more. Just damn. That's it. That's all you. Okay.
That's all you need. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll sing to you. Let me get my guitar. No, but it made me think like. When people are in distressed situations, no matter if they're big or small, it's interesting to see what role they believe you play in that. And so now I'm going back to his feelings, his emotions, because we don't want to invalidate any man's emotions about a situation just because it might seem like insecurity. His brother feeling some type of way. But sometimes, man just wants to feel needed, wants to feel important. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, call me first to see, at least if I missed the call, like at least reach out to me. Sometimes men feel invisible in their own relationships. They feel unnecessary in their own relationships. And that can be perceived as insecurity, or it could be an unhealthy, or it could be a conversation that hasn't happened yet between them and that person that needs to happen because this person, may have a need there. And we can't call it, toxic or unnecessary just because it's that person's unique need. Like, I just want to bring that perspective to the conversation.
No, I agree with you, but I think kind of threw me again was his last response. Like, I would if I would have known that basically that you didn't know this simple shit that you should have known, I would have never got with you. That's
it's a hard line.
Yeah, but
It's
I like what Reggie
line.
said though. Reggie said, "I'm cool with her calling a friend. I'm just happy someone was close to help. I also know my girl will absolutely tell me while he is fixing it."
I mean, so I'm gonna go to a few. I'm gonna go to a whole bunch last year on this podcast. I'm going to your comment, Mike. So we had this video up about your lady at the grocery store, and the guy, the guy in front of her paid for her groceries, and she accepted it and whatever, and came home and told her dude that the guy at the grocery store, paid for my groceries, and he had a problem with that. And Mike, what was your response?
What was it? Tell me.
He told nigga ain't gonna be paying for my woman's groceries, bro.
And that's what's so crazy. What's so crazy is, and to me, that's how you see the growth and you see the change. Because I can honestly say these days, I'd have been like, well, you should have put some more on there, or what else did I'm saying, if you pay for this, you probably should have threw that steak on there, that all those extra joints. But I feel like I'm at a place of building an unbreakable type of trust with my girl. So in that, I have to be secure enough to know off top if she's telling me, hey, this guy offered to pay for my groceries, and I have to be secure enough to know that I don't need to ask no more questions after that. As far as I don't need to ask, well, what did he say after that? And well, what did you say? And then after that, what did he say? And did you because I have to trust that my girl's gonna tell me the whole scenario.
Let's do this, bro. Let's do this. I want to do this with you real quick.
Yeah.
How do you define trust? I want to hear how you define that. I'm gonna share with you how I define it, because I think that people talk, they use that word a lot in relationships, either earning it or building it or giving it. How do you define trust in the simplest form for you?
Simplest form of trust. I can come to you with a thing, whether that be an emotion, whether that be a secret, whether that be a tangible object, and I can know that it's safe with you. You're not going to. How will you know? I think I would know by action. I think I would know by building of a history of, okay, this is how you have handled situations, and you know what I mean, from jump.
Got you.
And of course, it's just things that you have to pray about, because I don't come from a background where I'm a trusting person at all.
Got you.
Like not even a little bit.
So you said something interesting there. You said action and then past behavior. Mm-hmm. There is no action and there is no past behavior without opportunity. Me and the young lady I'm dating, we talked about trust, and I said trust for me is simply opportunity. I know you trust me when you give me opportunity. It's like them stupid jobs you try to apply for, and they want you to have 20 years of experience. And you're like, if every job that I want requires 20 years of experience, who is actually going to give me the opportunity to have the experience needed to get the job?
Yeah.
So if you trust somebody by the opportunities that you do or don't give them.
Yeah.
And I think that what you just said right there, I'm taking that with me. How do you create what you call it, unbreakable trust? Mm-hmm. I think that one, you give opportunity, and two, you adjust your expectations to what you believe the outcome should be right now. Because even with opportunity, people have to grow. They can, like, a person can do they did pretty good with that, and over time, through more and more opportunity, they can get even better to where they finesse that thing so perfectly every time. And I think, like, maybe that's what makes it unbreakable. I don't know. You tell me. This is your phrase.
No, that goes hand in hand. That opportunity and that overtime thing goes hand in hand with that past history that I was talking about. Like every time I left you in this situation or gave you that opportunity, you aced it every time, flying colors every time. So now you're building every time that I give you an opportunity and you do the right thing with it. So now, as time progresses, okay, now I don't have to give two thoughts about, hey, I'm going to lunch with my homeboy. Do you want anything back? No, that's cool. Go have fun.
I call that relationship equity. Yes. I've made so many payments on time, and done things the right way and maintained this thing so well that I have some I can pull out of this. I have equity here. You know what I'm saying? That equity in relationships, like in a house, you know, you can pull that money out and do some other investments. In a relationship, that equity is trust. You know what I'm saying? Now I got some room to move around and do a few more things without all the conversation that we used to need to have.
Yeah, that's good.
Because there's an understanding because of past experiences with you in these environments. Like you've shown yourself. I don't want to say proven yourself. I want to say you've shown yourself.
That's good. And that goes to the flip side of the coin too. You know, sometimes we show ourselves to not be deserving of the amount of trust that we were given to begin with because we didn't fucked it off. We whatever the case may be. So now it's one of those things where this is in that person's mind. This is how they see you when they've given you their trust. This is what you've done with it. You've not been appreciative of the opportunity. You discarded the opportunity. You treated the opportunity like it was just whatever. And so now they've formed this idea in their head that, okay, now I can't trust you. Not to say that can't be fixed.
True. Very true. I feel like trust can always be re-earned, but I'm a little, so people are different. People are cut a few different ways. I'm with Portia. What's up, Ms. Davis? I give people trust up front. I very, very rarely make someone earn trust before I trust them, simply because I believe trust is an opportunity. How can you have it before I give it? How can you have my trust, or how can you earn my trust if I don't give you an opportunity up front? I like to give people trust up front. I know that can be dangerous in certain situations. I know some people say, well, let me see how you have been trusted with other things other people have given you to determine if I should trust you or not. And I don't fault those people at all. I'm just saying, like, some people are definitely wired different when it comes to if you get trust up front or if you get respect up front. Like, I'll respect you when you respect me type situation.
Let me ask you this. So you're dating a young lady, hypothetically.
I am. Yes.
No, that's hypothetically.
I just want to talk about the lady I'm dating. She's very nice. Okay. I'll never downplay my interest in a woman again. Go ahead, bro.
My God. So you're dating a young woman and, you know, you hang out with her friends maybe and her for the first time, and you notice that her friends are all over the place. I mean, and I'm not gonna say in a negative way because some men like you.
Oh, that's what it sounded like. That's how I thought you was going.
But for you personally, it may be something negative. And you just started dating this young woman.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of the same goals, like, you know, you could tell a lot about a person by the people that they hang out with. And you seeing like, oh man, you hanging out with some women that are out there. So in that situation, are you still giving that trust up front?
And she walking around with women with weak ankles, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Thin
and weak, fragile, brittle ankles.
Yeah.
Oh man, baby, you got to change your circle. I can't have you out here with these wobbly legs.
Yeah, right. But listen, so I'm asking because you said that you give your trust up front, but are there certain scenario situations to where it's like, okay, let me kind of hold on to this a little bit, because
I'll say yes. What am I trusting her with? May not trust her with my heart. I might trust her with a different opportunity. But I know that I have to see her in action to know if she's trustworthy. So maybe what I'll trust her with might change. So yes, I still want to give trust up front. Yeah, no, not at all. I only got one of them. I can't have you practicing your trustworthiness with me, my meat. Listen, what did our honorary member say? Wow. Wow. We were real left. Mike said, I missed the old show. Reginald said, let me say this. Each person has a job in the relationship. If I'm doing my job and I can't do it effectively, I can't do it. If I'm doing my job, I can't do it effectively if I'm worried about what she is. Yeah, what she is doing.
Real talk.
Bruh. Real talk. Like some people, they make you, their behavior makes you micromanage them. I can't even, I'm missing. It's like zone defense. Like I got to cover your zone and mine. Like no, don't give a person more than they can handle. I know Pookie said, hope is unnecessary. Sometimes I was watching Transformation Church today, and he said that a father would never give a child something that's going to kill him. You know what I'm saying to you? And sometimes we want to believe in people better than their behavior is telling us to believe in them. And we give them opportunity that ends up hurting them, and it hurts us as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to be realistic, but I am telling you to communicate and operate from what it is that the evidence that you have been seeing in that person.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then give a little room, give a little trust, a little opportunity for some growth, but be mindful that there is such thing as too much for a person wherever they might be in their life. Go ahead.
And so would you say that level of too much is different for everybody? Somebody's too much may be the 20th time. Somebody's too much maybe the second time. You know what I mean? Who's to say what too much is?
I'll tell you right now how to verify too much. Too much is when it's going the effect, the possible effect is going to cost you more than. And this might sound upsetting, but too much is when the possible effect is going to cost you more than that person is worth.
Mm-hmm.
If that person can cause detriment to your life above their present value to you, like if it's a girl that I'm dating and she can possibly interrupt the relationship I have with my mother, baby girl, like this, what you just did costs way more than you're worth here.
Ooh.
So I'm not gonna give you that opportunity yet.
Damn. Yeah.
Like if I'm dating somebody and they coming in, I want to give them trust. I'm not going to trust them with something that could fracture the relationship I have with my brothers because you're not worth that much yet here.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that to me, you may be somewhere else, but we ain't there yet. And I'm not going to pretend like we are.
That's good.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
That's good. I want to tap in. Listen, that's that's it. No, throw that back up.
Here we go.
Red said, so why enter the
relationship? Hey, hold on. We super cool now. We don't call him Reggie no more. We call him Reg. Come on, bro. Right. Welcome to the show.
Oh, look it. My nigga RJ said. So why enter the relationship if you can't trust them? Please answer, fellas. So for me, this was definitely with me, even in the relationship I'm in now. And it wasn't that I didn't trust her. I didn't trust humans. I didn't trust nobody.
Good Lord.
So it was one of those things where she was able to slip through the cracks, as I always tell her. And
who, Jay?
Yeah. And get to a part of me that was like, all right, you could take this risk. And in my eyes, it was still a risk. Like I don't think I really fully started trusting her until the space was created and those opportunities, like you said, were created for me to really see like, oh man, this is different.
It's easier to trust people with like, I mean, so how do I say this? It's like it's easier to trust people with European ancestry. You know, her light skin makes her a little bit more trustworthy than, huh? Is she gonna? I know she gonna come for me. I'm just playing, Jay. I'm just kidding. Put the gun down. I know you taught her to shoot. I want to know though.
Listen,
I'm gonna answer Reg, and I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can't trust them with my time, that's the first thing I trust people with, my time. How are you going to handle? I'm gonna give you my number, and I'm gonna see how you handle that form of access. My phone number is access. Let's see how you handle that. That's how I'm starting to determine if I should give you more access. Like my after I give you my time, if you manage that well, I'm gonna trust you with my presence. If you trust me with my presence, then I'm gonna trust you with my finances. Trust you with my finance, I'm gonna trust you with partnership. You know what I'm saying? It's like lawyers; they put in the work to become partner one day, right?
You trust me with finances before a partnership?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, for me.
No, I can see it. Because even if you're taking them out on a date and you paying, that's trusting with your finances.
Listen, my mom already. That's what I'm talking about. My mom told me that you use that opportunity. You put some money into it because you just may save yourself some time by putting a little money up front. Oh, you didn't handle. I took you on. Okay, so okay, cool.
I was like a hooker. Who are you?
I just paid. In essence, everybody is at some point for the right person. Listen, when I get married. Tell you.
Hey, yes, God.
Okay. Yes, don't play with me. But I got a question though, bro. What was it that made you say, I can trust Jay?
It was for me, it was pulling back some of the door to where my skeletons were and her not immediately running the other way. It was also it was also like I said, always creating that space for me to feel like it's okay. Like whether it was how I was feeling, whether it was, you know what I mean, stuff at work, whether it was internal stuff I was dealing with, I always felt like it's okay for me to cry, for me to be angry, and this is one thing, because I had some serious anger issues. And I tell her this all the time, like, especially when I'm behind the wheel or anywhere really. And when I really noticed it, it was we were driving and some cat was just out of control, and he put up on the side of me, and I rolled my window down, and I'm woofing and he's woofing, and she touched my leg, and as soon as she touched my leg, it was like immediate peace. And she's the only person that can do that. My mama can't do it. My daddy can't do it. Y'all can't. Well, no, y'all probably couldn't do it. She's the only person that can get me from 10 to 0 just by laying a hand. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
man.
This is a different type of something right here. So
listen here, woman of God, you better come on. Hey, woo!
Snapping.
Listen, trying to be ethnic. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, Jay been in the Urban Dictionary trying to figure out what black people do. All right, I want to put this one last comment up before we move on. Reggie said, I define trust in believing that every human has the right to do whatever they want. So I allow her to live or not live by the ground rules we set together. So humans gonna be humans is what he's saying. And so I think that even with that, I look for what kind of human are you? Because I do believe that humans are in different stages of evolution, and we're all at the core, but our experiences, they have a way of molding how we do life. And that's why I say I'm looking for good humans. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that one human is better than the other. A good human is really someone who steps into this understanding or this enlightenment that we're really at the end of it all, we're all one. And they operate from that space, not in perfection, but just in intention. That's what I look for when I say someone is a good human.
Yeah.
You ready for another one, bro?
Hold on, let me tap into some of these other comments. I like what Portia said. She said, trust up front and allow them to show me different. Once you show me exactly who you are, I choose at that point. And if it's to walk away, I am clear as to express why I'm doing so. How
do you know if that's who they truly are? Exactly who you are.
Cold. That representative be cold. Especially
so I was having a conversation with my friend earlier today, and she was talking about, we have this in common. When our capacity is low, when we haven't had enough food or sleep or enjoyment in life, we tend to be not so kind. And then people have a tendency to say like, oh, that must be the real you. Why would you say that's the real me when I'm low on capacity? Isn't the real me when I'm at my best, like when I'm full of the things that I need, not overflowing, but when I have all that I need? Like you're gonna say, oh, that's like saying a car is that's the real car when it's low on oil, it needs a brake, it needs a tune up, needs a brake job. Like you don't look at me at my worst and say, oh, that must be who you really are. Nigga, this is me unplenished. This is me with you not serving me correctly. Nigga, this is me, you know what I'm saying, in the wrong relationship. Honestly, you sit here and tell me this must be who you really are. Wow. This is me when I'm not cared for, nigga.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying to you? So I think that we need to watch one. Man, Portia got me riled up, and she probably wasn't even talking about that. Listen, Portia, I'm sorry.
Let's get it.
No, but it was a passionate conversation my friend were having earlier about, you know, just judging people, being judged that way. Then we came to the conclusion that maybe we shouldn't be so quick to say, oh, when this person is mad, that must be who they really are. No, this is how people act when they get mad. Like you take care of this person. Like if you properly take care of a thing, I think that's when you see what that thing really is.
Yeah, I like that. I agree with that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Speaking of who people really are, I got one for you, bro. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
So I'm not gonna hold you. My past is filled with some unsavory characters. Because I used to think if you date ugly, ugly would have a good heart. And I'm not gonna hold you. In the beginning, ugly be mad sweet. It's when ugly get comfortable. When ugly get comfortable, ugly start acting like you the ugly one. Their heart be as ugly as their appearance. And then you be tight. Cause who the fuck you talking to like that, ugly? I know you not talking to me like that, looking like that. So I learned not to date ugly no more. So I'm not gonna.
Hey,
Ah,
I feel like that's like a real thing. Like I feel like I know women and I know men that specifically date people that they feel are unattractive because they feel like, okay, ain't nobody else gonna want them, or there must be. That's me, Kerry.
Kerry, you the ugly one, or you dating the ugly, hoping that they treat you better? That nigga know he ain't ugly.
Right,
like, brother.
Nah, but I feel like that people really do that. But you know, humans are gonna be humans regardless of what they look like. You know what I mean? It's beautiful people that are the most kind, most passionate people on earth, and then there's ugly people that are.
Name 3. Don't put my name in
Jesus.
there.
Jesus.
You say Jesus was ugly?
No, I'm talking about the beautiful people.
No, you said there's ugly people out there who are really kind.
I said both of them. You see?
Don't talk about my Lord and Savior like that, bro.
You praise Jesus though. I saw the picture on your wall, a white Jesus. I saw him.
My Jesus is Asian.
That makes so much sense. Everything makes sense, man. Golly, man, that's it. Wow.
Oh, my Jesus is
more
definitely an islander.
The more you damn know.
Yeah, curly, long hair. He's definitely an islander. I don't care what y'all say. The island of Galilee. All right.
God, ugly.
No, that's not Bible. Let me say this though, because people have different attractiveness or attractive levels, like depending on where you come from. Like if you've seen a lot, like okay, for instance, I've been exposed to the Hollywood industry, modeling world, male exotic world. Like I've been exposed to that. So I've seen, I almost said I've seen beautiful. I've seen pretty. I've seen a lot of very precise and mastery of makeup and costume and body alterations. So do you think that my exposure to that, is that what controls what I believe is attractive? Or is attractive something that happens inside of you towards another person? Or is it a visual thing?
Okay. So that's a 2-part question. So initially, it was.
Hey, bro, we missed you, man. Thank you for chiming in.
Initially, it was 100% physical. If you looked a certain way, we was finna get together. Your attitude could have been shitty. Your everything could have been all wrong. But if you looked a certain way, we was good. I think now that I've gotten a little bit older and a little bit more mature, like looks are the cherry on top. You know what I mean? They're still important, but they don't hold the same weight that they used to hold for me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Not that I've lowered my bar at all. I still am attracted to what I'm attracted to, but you got to have a little bit more on the inside for me to really pull that trigger.
And see, that goes back to a conversation we've had multiple times on this show. I've separated people like this for a long time because pretty people are good for looking at. There's people who are pretty and I want to look at them. There's people who I'm attracted to. I want to spend time with them. And then there's people who are like just good for my soul. And those are the people I want to partner with. Right. And so the issue is that you're trying to partner with just pretty. You know what I'm saying to you? And that ain't gonna really work for you. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, or you just want to look at somebody that's good for your soul and you really need to bring them in closer. Mm-hmm. You know, you need to make space and move some of them pretty people further back because I can see you from back here. I don't need to be up on you to see you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how I do it. But let me put this up because Jay came with it on this one. She said, that's why you don't date growers. Growers, not that kind of grower, Mike. Growers are people who have to grow on you because you're not initially attracted to them. How you feel about that? I like that.
No, I agree 100%. Like whoever you choose to be with, you need to be attracted to them. Like that to me, it's important. The attraction is important. I think what I'm saying is it's not as high up on the totem. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't hurt as much weight as it used to because I would throw away 25 green flags just to get this one red flag because the way she looks. That's where I was with it. Like, yeah, you got everything going for you, but you don't look a certain way, so I'm gonna pass you up. That's where I was.
Where you at now? In a relationship? Cool. Let me ask you a question.
Too. That's the thing about it. When you find both of them,
hey,
shit.
I was like, when I saw her at the funeral rubbing your back, I was like, I wonder how much he had to pay her to do that, because she's too pretty to be doing that kind of manual labor, slave labor. We have to rub this black nigga's back at the funeral.
Well, we know she light skinned. So she needed to get out there in the field. That's the problem now.
Anyway. Bruh, you gonna get hurt. She gonna don't eat nothing she cooked tonight. Hey, we might have a problem with Pookie. You might have to put Pookie off the show. Listen, Allison said, I have some of the sexiest homeboys and I'm not physically attracted to them. I will pimp them out to the single ladies though. And then Pookie got the nerve to come on here and say, me too.
No, I can't speak for Allison, but that's definitely Pookie. She definitely will.
She ain't pimping us out, bro. What?
I feel like if you allowed her to,
she would, huh?
Definitely.
That's you right.
100%.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And you would have to come back with the proceeds.
Yeah, right. Yeah, at least a 10th, acting like she the Jesus. Wow. Janae said, y'all got to stall me out. You been watching Boys in the Hood again? Yeah, stall me out. He said, have you?
She told me not to, so I'm a yeah.
You better behave, bro. Don't let me get you in trouble. I'm not worth that much right now.
Right, like you said, you don't hold that much weight right now.
Yeah, coming between me and my back rubber. Yo, check this out. Reggie said, what type of Jedi mind trick is this? That she wanted to date ugly to maximize what she could extract from the relationship. Yo, low key, high key. That's
wild.
Because so it's almost like I'll never want you to forget that I'm the pretty one in this relationship. So always, bro, this goes back to what I told you guys last year. I heard this guy say in every relationship, there's a reacher and a settler. Somebody who's reaching out of their league and somebody who's settling.
Yeah.
And so I even probably go around asking people. So I'm gonna ask you, are you the reacher or the settler in your relationship?
I'm the reacher, for sure. And I'm not even just saying that because she's sitting here. I'm saying that because I know the type of woman that I have, and I know that I didn't appreciate it for a long time in our relationship. And now that I do, it's like, yeah, it's a gift, and I'm treating it as such.
My guy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah. You know what? You want to do one more before we go to halftime? We do halftime.
I would love to. All
right. All right, cool. All right. I want to do this one. I think this one will be oof. This might be controversial. So let's go.
If a man has a healthy understanding that women are children and you are not in this adversarial back and forth with an adult, you're in this back and forth with a 7-year-old. So imagine you having a daughter and your daughter comes up and says, you broke, you're this and that. You're going to be like, what are you talking about? What do you want? Come here. Why are you so mad? You're literally going to comfort her because you mad about something. You're not mad at me. What's really bothering you? And you're actually going to comfort her. The same thing with your lady. When she starts talking all kinds of crazy stuff or whatever, she's not mad at you. You triggered her and she's now in regression and she's literally talking to her mother or her father. And she's a 7-year-old child in regression. So all she really wants is for you to be like, you know what? Come here. What's going on? Talk to me. She doesn't want to argue. She wants attention. She wants to be heard. She wants to feel safe. If a man has a healthy understanding.
That delivery was horrible.
Hey, I was with Nat on that one. Off the rip, like, first of all, that's pedophilia if she's a child. But no, but when he cleaned up his terminology at the end, it was saying a 7-year-old in regression. If you understand that term, it started to make a lot more sense. Nat, did you okay now?
What? Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Nat, for sure. 100%. Safe.
Let me tell you who's not safe in this scenario. You. You not safe.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. How you feel about it, bro? Talk to me.
So I feel like I'm gonna speak for myself, because me and my homeboy were just talking about this because we experienced a similar situation a couple weeks ago. I feel like men a lot of the times are the quote unquote children in, and we go into these phases of acting like children, doing things like children do, you know what I mean? But I don't feel that like I said, I don't feel like his delivery was what it should have been. But I'm gonna agree with you towards the end there when he started talking about the children in regression, and then they're not talking to you. They're looking at talking to a mother or a father, and what they're really wanting is something deeper than that surface argument. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's humans. I really don't feel like that's man or woman. I feel like as humans, we tend to do that. We focus on this little surface bullshit, you didn't do the dishes argument, but it's not really that. What it really is, you feel like you're not heard because I asked you to do the dishes. You said you were going to do them and you didn't do them. So now I feel like you don't care about me or what I want.
And so I want to say this, like that's the part, the beginning was shaky. That part was solid, but then messed it up at the end.
Yeah.
If a person's in regression, they still not looking for you to be condescending. Come here. You ain't mad at me. No, honestly, I'm thinking about my mother and my father, and you did the exact same thing. This is not just all them, bro. You know what? Portia said it best. She said, and no, we don't want to argue. We want transparency. Keep that 100. Like, I understand, like, because me and my ex used to do this. Like, whenever we would get upset, she said, the therapist we were talking to said, see the child in them, but don't treat them like a child. See the child in them that may have been hurt. See the child that may have been damaged, and recognize that what you did triggered, but you were still wrong. And talk to them like an adult. Don't talk to them like a child trying to reconcile a situation. Like, you ain't really mad at me. You just said, come here, let me hug you. It's going to be okay. That's manipulation and borderline narcissism in my book. But like Monique said, I'm looking for an adult conversation and clarity.
But don't a lot of these therapists and people like that say that physical touch during a conversation, a heated debate, even call it an argument, can diffuse some of those high tensions and those high emotions just while we having this conversation. I know you mad, but let's hold my hand so we can talk, so you know.
That is a common practice. I think that people either need to be versed in that and know that is a person's intention. Yes. Because sometimes that same touch on the knee that's supposed to be comforting could feel like another trigger. It could feel like shush, hush, don't talk.
Yep. That's why
I think that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, go.
I like that. I think that's why when we both learn it or exposed to it in therapy, we understand what it means, because in the heat of the moment, like, mistranslation is prominent. You know what I'm saying to you? Misinterpretation is prominent. Like, everything looks like an attack. You know what I'm saying? Even like you say, I love you can seem petty. Oh, you love me now. Like it's rough.
See, I have an issue with that, because why come into it with that knowing that that's not what it is? Like if we like, that what I'm saying or what I'm trying to get across is not malicious. So why choose to think that it is?
Because I'm emotionally heightened right now. And this is why I came up with check-ins.
Yeah.
A very designated time for us to have serious conversations after we've checked our emotions the best we can, and we were ready to deliver it to have a conversation. Like, that's why check-ins are so important, because as humans, we get emotionally heightened, and that impacts our ability to properly translate, defuse, communicate, in a respectable way. So.
Yeah, and like you said, I think the physical touch during heightened discussion, argument, whatever you want to call it, is definitely something that you need to be versed in. You need to understand what it's about, why we're doing it, and it can't just one person decides to do it and the other person has no knowledge of what it is or why we're doing it, and you just decide to hug the person in the middle of an all-out
Oh, you want to wrestle? You want to wrestle? You want to? They can start
Right.
tussling with you.
Right.
Let me tell you something that the girl that I'm dating, I told her about that I like that will probably piss somebody else off. I said that like if I'm heightened emotionally or something like that, I said put your hand on my face. That for me, like the hand on the knee thing, which is just like it's just something. Sometimes I even if I'm having like a hard time emotionally, I'm trying to go to bed, I'll sleep with my hand on my face. It's comforting, it's encouraging, it's a lot there. And she's like, "Are you serious?" Like some people don't put your head near my face anyway.
Yeah.
Knowing that person and hearing it from that person, like that's why I asked on my questionnaire. We asked on the show, how do you like to be corrected? How do you like to be challenged? How do you like to be comforted? 3 questions you should ask your partner. You should know these things. It's important.
It is. It is. Oh, that's good. But just know, as your brother, I will never touch your face. You're gonna have to go.
Bitch.
Wait, what you say?
Nah, I didn't say nothing.
He said,
Jesus Christ. Put on.
all right, man. Time again, bro. It's that time.
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna make this one a little bit more brief than the last one. So my son has the opportunity to, can you put that link in the chat again? My son has the opportunity to go to Africa with some friends of the family who are missionaries. My mom is also a missionary. She's going on the trip as well. So the family has said, hey, we're bringing our kids, and they've been a couple of times, and we want to know if Denham can come. You know, immediately I was like, yes, but I definitely asked the kid. He was super hyped, all for it. And so I decided to start a GoFundMe for his trip. So far, the total amount he needs for his flight, for his room and board and all that good stuff is $3,900, and I believe we are at, what is that number behind 20 what? 2566?
2547.
Take that down real quick, Donnie.
Oh, my bad. Trying to help out. Always in the way.
No, not that.
Hold up. My
The
bad.
other one. God dog it.
I'm working on it. All right, there we go.
Sheesh. So this 2076 was right before the show started when I took the snapshot and sent it to you. So now we're at what? 2566.
Damn.
So thank you. Man, you guys, I'm not gonna even get emotional, but I know this trip is going to be good for him. I know, like Donnie said before, this is going to be a life changer.
No, I got it. Don't worry about it. Listen.
Run it.
Listen. Y'all always want to celebrate Martin Luther King on his special day because of what he did in a generation. Who was he as a kid? Who invested in him as a child? We don't know, you know what I'm saying, what these young boys are going to become as men. This is an opportunity to invest in somebody who has a father that is actively trying to become a better human himself. He's a man of God, and he's instilling these things in his son at an early age. I've been watching Denham. Denham has now come to a place where he goes to church on his own. Like he doesn't drive it. He when in his free time, he wants to watch Transformation Church. He wants to learn how to be a better human. He's asking his dad questions about being a man. His dad is taking him with him to do manly things. And like I said before, man, this might be the young man that influences your nephew away from gangs and more towards activism in his community, towards enhancing his community. This is the kind of fabric he's cut from, and this is the kind of path Mike already has him on, and you have an opportunity to invest in this because it may come back to you in ways you don't even expect. He may be the mayor. He may be the person in that community that, you know, is putting forth the necessary effort, you know, saying to bring about that bond. You don't know who this person is, but I tell you, he's on that path. And so you have an opportunity to invest in that. You never know who these people we celebrate today were. Once upon a time, they were just children, and somebody had a chance to pour into their life. And I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you from a living example, when you expose young men to different parts of life that help them have a better perspective on how this whole life thing works, they grow up to be very healthy influencers for their entire generation. This is the path this young man is on. So click that link and make that investment.
Just say thank you. Come on.
Hello?
They're not going to say anything back.
Oh, duh. What's up? I was gonna say thank you for sending all that money to my missions trip. I appreciate that. And
That's your uncle playing music for you.
so yeah, I appreciate that. So thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Hey, come on, Denims. Hey, don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget. Hey, that handsome young man about to go out there, change the world.
I'm excited, man, because it's something that I had the opportunity to, and when I was younger, I didn't really see the appeal. Not Bishop. I didn't really see the appeal when I was younger because my mom's been going back and forth to Africa since I was younger than Denim all my
Trying to
life.
find your real daddy, huh?
Hopefully, I mean, sheesh. Which is a fun fact. Denim's grandfather on his mom's side is Ethiopian, so I just was like, this will be cool, so you can actually see the continent to where your grandfather legit came from. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. So it's man, I'm excited for him.
Yeah. Hey, let's put this out there real quick. I respect the fact that you are so present and allowing Denim to make the moves to learn God's way. That's good stuff, Mike.
Thank you.
Come on, y'all gonna make him emotional.
Yeah, right. I just said that I've been crying. Like, shit, come on, man.
Hold on, we got done. I'm so proud of you, Denim and Papa Mike. Proud to sow this seed. Thank you, Carrie. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Carrie. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back to the show, bro.
No, so I'm just listen. Nah, why rush it? Hey, sweet boy, listen. Be the hands and feet of Jesus, Denim. Come on. These are the words that need to be. We need to say them out loud so that he can hear them. Yeah. He's the kind of kid that'll come back and watch this episode because he was on it and hear this encouragement, and it'll be ringing in his ears while he's out there, while God is having that special encounter with him while he's out there doing that work, and he'll start believing in himself. Like, man, not only my dad was saying it and Jay was saying it, my grandparents, but other people believe in me too, and let that drown out every voice of the enemy that's been trying to come at him through social media and TV and the community. The more we say it, we need it. He needs to hear it more and more to drown out everything else the enemy is trying to do. He's going to know that his community believes in him, that he is great. He comes from greatness. He needs to continually hear that. My grandmother's been calling me Master Donovan since I was in diapers, bro. And I still remember that. You think that ain't had no impact on me? So all these people he don't know talking him up like that? Yeah. He going to continue to hear that.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back into some of this show. Ladies and gentlemen, put your favorite part of the show in the chat. Let us know what your favorite part of the show has been so far. Tag somebody. We got about 43 more minutes or 33 more, 38, 30. Yep, 38 more minutes of show left. We might go a little bit. Oh, no, we're not, because I got to talk. I got a phone call I'm waiting to have after the show. We got to go. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater, Mike.
I didn't say anything.
Why you want to be the only one in a relationship? I don't understand.
I didn't say anything because that's my lane. Now you trying to come over here into my lane.
I'm gonna get a lane. I'm gonna give me a lane. You ain't gonna be to have me on the sidewalk.
Highway, you scoot over.
They're gonna have me on the sidewalk, brother. I'm getting me a lane. All right. So speaking of, let's talk about like choosing what type of. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. Just watch the video.
And someone explain to me what makes a man corny. Like, I actually really want to know. Glorification of the bad boys, the F boys, or even the hood dudes is absolutely ridiculous. I thought we left that back in like our early 20s. Not now at that big age that you'll still be interested in guys like that. What exactly is corny about a Michael B. Jordan or a Russell Wilson? These are nice guys that seem to treat women well, that seem to have great character, that are also successful, that have great physique, they look good. What exactly is the corny? If that's the case, then I love corny men. Send all the corny men to me. We want them. Okay, we'll go and be corny together. We can go and eat the corn. We'll plant the corn. We'll pop the corn. You get a corn, he get a corn. Everybody gets a corn. We'll even have corn babies too. Nonsense. Someone explain to me.
So let me tell you, it's the accent going in and out for me. That was nice.
That was pretty smooth. You ever been called corny, bro?
Nah.
I have.
I think I possess enough corn and street. I'm like street corn.
Oh, like the Mexican corn with the
yeah,
the hot tahini sauce on it.
No, I got my hood side, and I got my corny, nerdy side as well.
You are, because people don't know Mike works in IT.
Oh,
Mike,
listen,
Mike is Geek Squad.
I'll be around these. No offense to my Caucasian brothers and sisters. I'll be around these white people walking into their office, tattoos, 6'6", braids. They look like, are you the IT guy? Let me just call security just to verify. I don't care. You know, yeah. But it's
so ain't nobody ever called you corny to your face.
To my face.
First, because they're not that tall. Face. Second, because they're scared. And third, they just said it under their breath. It's corny, nigga. street corn. Yes. Street corn.
Nah, so but I feel like it don't matter if the dude is hood, if he's whatever, as long as he's taking care of his relationship, and I'm assuming we're talking about being in a relationship with somebody. I don't feel like it matters at all, as long as he's not doing no knucklehead shit and nothing that's going to jeopardize you or him, his family. It don't really matter, because a lot of good dudes come from fucked up backgrounds, and they may still have some of that residue left over when they get with you. So you're gonna look at him a different way because he used to bang or he was in jail for X amount of years. No. You got to allow people to change and allow people to be who they are at the end of the day. And like I said, if it's not affecting you or him or anybody around y'all negatively, then what's the deal?
So I'll say it like this.
Chris, what up, brother? It's my white friend.
What up, Chris? That's your what?
My white friend. We were in the Army together.
In IT?
Army.
Okay. Nigga, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna keep it copacetic. Listen, I know that bond is thick. Let me stay in my lane. Navy over here. No, but I'm saying, look at who she mentioned in the video. She said Russell Wilson. People have been giving Russell Wilson a hard time with him and Sierra for so long. Like, how could a girl that seemed like she's one of the cool kids and, you know, one of those chicks, like, be with this corny dude? Like, he don't do non-corny stuff. Like, his haircut's corny, clothes is corny. Like, he prays, he's corny. Like, you know, the way he talks is corny. He don't have no lines, no game. Some way or another found his way with Sierra. And then Michael B. Jordan. I've been hearing him. A lot of people lately been calling him corny. They used to love him. Now they want to call him corny. And it makes me wonder what did DMX say? What these want from a nigga? What do you want? What do you want? Like, they list off all the accolades. Somebody let me know. Dog.
That was like good.
That was all right.
That was good.
Don't let me.
Okay. Stop while you're here.
Aggressive chihuahua. But I think that when she listed off all the attributes, you know what I'm saying, about the things they do, I wonder why in culture that I kind of wonder why that is not promoted as go that direction. And I'm starting to, the more I watch these different videos and the more I do my research, I'm starting to wonder how much control does the Black community have over the Black culture? I hear a heavy influence from, you know, fashion and music and movies. Are we using that to mold our culture, or are we looking into our roots and really looking into ourselves, say this is who we are? I'm wondering about that lately, because
are you wondering or is it apparent? For me, it ain't nothing to wonder about. We're using music, we're using movies, we're using celebrities to now mold ourselves and our thought processes and how we think, how we move, and we're allowing that to influence how we live our life. Like, it's certain things that people back in the 90s when we were younger and we were growing up would never do, would never think about doing, would never be okay with. But now, because society has pushed and pushed and pushed, it's just like, all right, cool, I'm with it.
So check this out. Reginald said, I believe it starts as a kid for ladies. When you grow up seeing and being around unhealthy relationships, you believe that that's what reality is. So when a good dude shows up, they're not equipped to accept that, because that's not what the reality is that they're used to seeing. And I want to add to this. a lot of times, from my experience with some young women, they don't see the straight laced or the L7 dude as safe. Can you protect me in these streets? You too corny, you too goody. If it hit the fans, do you even have enough street knowledge to protect me? And I think that growing up in the hood, that's a high value quality for a man to have, being able to protect me. And I think that's or a lot of this corniness comes from like, yo, can you really hold me down in the streets? You're gonna try to talk it out.
To me, that's just a basic conversation, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if that, to me, if that was really what it is, and he was really concerned about that, why not just talk to him about it? Why dismiss him based on, I'm gonna just assume you corny because the way you dress, or you talk properly, or you went to the Ivy League school, or this and that. I'm gonna just dismiss you because I'm gonna automatically assume you can't handle yourself and you can't protect me.
And that sounds like some of the conversations with women say, I need a man that can handle me. And I think that is in my translation, it's like that's definitely not a corny dude, because I don't fault people for wanting to be handled. You want to be handled, and find somebody that can handle you. I know it's not for me. Do I think it's healthy? No, I don't think it's healthy.
Why is that worn as a badge of honor, though? Like, wear it as like a dun da da da. I need to be handled. What? Like you may need to change some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, for yourself, not for somebody else. You may need to change some things for yourself. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you know what I mean? I know my attitude is bad. I know I'm high maintenance. I know I'm this, and that. But that's why I need a man that can handle me. Not I should maybe have a better attitude. That's not it. The change don't need to be with you. The change needs to be I need to find somebody else that can handle all my bullshit. Nah, good luck.
Yeah. Well, how about this? When it comes to the corny dude, Portia said we're gonna do both. He can talk it out, and I'm ready with this extra if needed.
Hey,
I don't know what the extra is. I don't know if she got hands or she got heat.
Kitty bang bang. Come on.
You gonna shoot me in the pinky toe. So whatever it is, y'all need to be afraid. That's what Chris said. Chris said if a woman ever says I need a man who can handle me, is a damn excuse for her not being able to find a man. My sister in Christ, you need to learn how to handle yourself.
Handle yourself. Handle yourself.
That's it. Reginald and Chris, we thank you for contributing to the show. We're gonna end it right there. We're gonna just let maybe this will help.
Man, handle yourself. Handle yourself. I like that.
But first of all, what did she say? I think it was where she put it at. I think it was Portia again. She said, handle me. Nigga, I'm not a doorknob. I don't need you to handle me. That's good.
Right.
That's good. Wow. Mick Jellin, here she goes. What if it's already handled because you got love handles? It's a different kind of handling. We cool with that handle. We cool with those handles. Baby girl with the gorilla bars.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. You ready, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm ready.
Women handle rejection very differently to men. Men just kind of take it on the chin. Women will start entire movements. When a woman discovers that she is not a man's preference, it cuts her deep, you know? She's more likely to be like,
how dare you? You have stolen my dreams.
And we see this all the time with standards as well. When women set their standards and say they only want to date tall men or they only want to date guys who are successful, it's just, yes, queen, don't settle for less. But if a man dared to say that he just wants a woman who's slim, he's a misogynist, he's fat phobic, he's a misogynist, he needs to die. We handle rejection differently. Women handle rejection.
I like it. Listen. I think we talked about it on the show before. Like, guys, we'll take it on the chin. Pause. But let us say, let you ask, what is this outfit? Does this outfit make me look fat? I wish Dub was on the show for this one. Let me ask if this outfit.
Hey, imitate Dub. Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. Let me break this down for you.
And then you got to put the hint. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you ask me if the dress makes you look fat, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah, it makes you look stupid.
There it is. That's the that's the line. Makes you look stupid. You look stupid. You look stupid.
No, but it's true. It's true. If a guy were to say, "Hey, babe, these jeans look good on me," nah, babe, they don't. All right, well, you ready to go? Because this is what I got on. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to not look good tonight. But why is that though? Why do you think it is? That outfit
Your
is
outfit's not trendy.
Wow.
There we go. See, me and Carrie, we PR people. We know how to speak to the people in a way that they'll understand without being offended immediately. But they gonna go home and think about it and say, "Did this nigga say that my face wasn't trending?"
Yeah.
How do I feel about it, bro?
Is she onto something, or you think that
she's onto something? I just don't think it's a man and woman thing. I think that certain people are not taught how to internalize a no. I went to this workshop once and the person said that rejection actually doesn't exist. All that really happened was the person said no. Rejection doesn't exist. The person just said no, because rejection has been given a clinical type of undergirth to where it's like, yo, this now I have a psychological problem because what? Because somebody told me no. Like it's crazy how a no can become a lifelong issue for you and other people.
Man.
And they said the thing about it is rejection, the thing that's most powerful and why it's so hard to cure is because we've made it up.
That's deep. Would you say that's the same thing? Because I'm thinking back on myself, just growing up. Would you say that made up belief is the same as what do you call it? Low self-esteem?
Well, I mean, self-esteem is all about it's a self-creation. So I would say it's in the same area. We have to create it ourselves. Low self-esteem, I wonder what we interpreted that made us believe something about ourselves, because that's what low self-esteem stems from, the belief of something we have about ourselves. So what happened? What story did I tell myself that made me believe a certain thing about myself? I always go back to the what do you call that? Ground zero. You know what I'm saying? I have low self-esteem because my dad left. Okay, well, let's start there. When he left, did he say, "You stupid, so I'm leaving"? In most cases, that just wasn't there no more. So we have to fill that gap in with a story. That's why that video is up on my page. Be careful about the stories you tell yourself, because they'll come back and haunt you. They will definitely affect your relationship you have with you, your relationship you have with God. Me and Dub talk about that often. With my dad not being around, it impacts me in a negative way when people say God is my father. Like, oh, really? Is he now? I see what my dad did. Okay. So that's who you are. You a dad? Like, okay. All right, putting cases on all you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had to understand that whatever he chose to do in his role as a father or not do, it wasn't mandatory, or I wasn't obligated to take it personal. If I did, it was a choice, just like with anybody else. And if I choose to take it personal, it won't stand unless I give it substance. And substance is usually that story. And that's when we say, you rejected me. What did I do? How did I do that? You can't tell me how somebody rejected you without you telling me the story that you created based on what you saw them do. You can't tell me that.
Yeah. I get it.
Yep. All right. Ali said saying no is my best friend. If you feel rejected, I mean, hell, that's something you gotta handle within yourself.
Yeah, that's wild. Because I just got comfortable in saying no, just since you know going to therapy with Eric and him really, because I rarely say no, especially when it comes to my family or people that I love. And sometimes I should say no, but then I go through these guilt trips. Like, man, does this mean like I don't care because I have it to do, but I'm saying no? But I really can, so let me just go ahead and do it. But I feel like over the years, I've been getting more and more comfortable with just saying no, even to my kid. No, I don't have it in me. No, just no. And sometimes I'm not even going to give you no explanation why I said no. I don't have to. I'm saying no because this is my decision. The end. And some people say, "Oh, that's harsh. That's mean. You support that. These are people you love." Yeah, but I gotta love myself first. So if I'm going stir crazy in my head behind this yes, I'm just not willing to do that anymore.
I'm gonna tell you something that helped me years ago. They said that a yes in one place is a no somewhere else. If you're gonna say yes, don't say it until you find out where you're saying no, so that you can say that yes.
That's good. That's good.
What is me saying yes to you going to require me to say no to myself in order for me to say yes to you?
I like what Reggie said too. He said, "Bro, no is a complete sentence." I'm gonna make a shirt, and the only thing on it is gonna be no. That's it.
No, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is. Speaking of being triggered, I got something for you, Mike. Simple, practical advice.
I'm going to tell you this because I wish someone had told me this. If you get automatically defensive or triggered by something, you need to investigate that trigger. Your triggers literally highlight what inside of you needs healing or exploration. I'm going to tell you this because I wish someone had told me this. If you get automatically defensive or triggered by something, you need to investigate that trigger. Your triggers literally highlight what inside of you needs healing or exploration. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, that's a golden nugget. Like I said, like you said, rather, it's something simple and it's something very practical. And a lot of times people see triggers always as something negative. No, triggers can be very eye opening. You know what I mean? And I think give me one of your biggest triggers, if you don't mind. I don't care if you mind or not. Give me one of your.
Woo, buddy. I was actually thinking about this earlier. One of my biggest triggers right now in this season is people humoring me. I feel like because I struggle with what people have told me, and it's probably me, my internal, me mistranslating or how I've interpreted it. People have told me over the years that I'm kind of oblivious, so I'm gullible, right? And I feel like a lot of people have gotten over on me. Car salesmen, apartment complexes and stuff like that. Even like people selling me stuff at the grocery store. In my kindness, I listen so far that I just let people take advantage of me. And so now when people are like humoring me, it's a trigger for me because I'm starting to feel I'm triggered because I'm thinking that you're about to try to manipulate me, because I've been coming to terms with a lot of things that happened to me in my life that didn't have to happen. And a lot of it comes back to me being mad at me for letting it happen. You know what I'm saying to you? So I love how she said that it's healing or exploration needs to happen. And I recognize these people I'm getting mad at even these days. Like somebody tried to sell me some Spectrum Wi-Fi in the grocery store the other day. And I gave them
package.
I almost did. Like I gave them a lot of time, a lot of attention. And then at some point I felt some type of way in my spirit, but I didn't speak up for myself. You know what I'm saying to you? But I know I was triggered and I need to explore why didn't I just say, no, I'm not interested? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into it now, but I found a lot of stuff there with past experiences I've had with people and how I feel like sometimes the life that I'm living now is because I was too kind to people and they took advantage of me and manipulated me. So the answer must be not be kind to people. But I recognize that not being kind ain't going to save me or fix the situation. There's something else there I need to find out that I can do.
Damn. Yeah. I think a big trigger for me that I try to bury or just kind of ignore or make up excuses for is Denim's mom, right? And initially, I used to put that trigger all on her. Like she's like hearing about her or talking about her not being around is the trigger. But once I actually sat with it and really thought about why is this such a big thing for me, it wasn't necessarily her, it was the feeling of abandonment. Like she abandoned, you left your kid, but you also left me too, right? And then also on top of that, me feeling like, I should have done more or picked a different way, or so saying that to say that initial trigger wasn't really what the trigger is. And I think a lot of times when we sit with these triggers, I think a lot of times we tend to go down a rabbit hole because like, damn, that wasn't the trigger. Let me let me remove that layer and look at this layer. Damn, it goes deeper than that. And you get all the way back to when you was 5 years old that one time, and your mom went to the grocery store and she told you she was going to be back, and you didn't see her again for 8 hours, and you thought she, you know what I mean? It can get so deep, but these are the important things. And again, this is why we always advocate some form of therapy, because these are the things in therapy. Like some people say, why do I need to just go talk to a stranger? Because that stranger is clinically trained on how to extract certain things out of you that you can't do on your own. You know what I mean? Because Eric, I'll sit there and he'll ask me one question, and then I'll answer the question like I've answered 100 times before, and he'll just look at me, and then light bulb, oh, or he'll pose a question and say, well, what if this is happening because of this? And then it'll cause you to really start to understand and see certain traumas that you buried, or that you chose to forget, or that you may not even know that they're actually trauma there. And it'll help you like release a lot of this baggage and a lot of this anger, frustration, unforgiveness that you're holding, whether it be for yourself or someone else, because now you know where it stems from. And you can't just cut down a tree and think that's the end of it. The tree's gonna grow right back up. You got to pull that shit out from the very root, and you got to get all the roots, or else the tree gonna grow back. So what therapy has done is it's helped me at least see where these roots are. Now it's up to me to start pulling them out.
Let me tell you something that's crazy.
Pause.
Let me tell you something that's crazy, bro. We often talk about going to the root of things, right? Yeah. I'm thinking about, like, when we had the episode previously, my mom telling me all the great things I inherited from my dad, right? Then I do photography. My dad was a photographer. So how much stuff can be transferred over into the, the DNA, right? Sometimes exploring your trigger may actually lead you to an ancestor. It may lead you to a relative. It may lead you to a parent. And you may have to, this is why I love my grandmother. My grandmother has the most honest conversations with me about stuff she struggled with her entire life. Mm-hmm. And often I'll find that I struggle with that as well. Sometimes searching yourself and your story and your history isn't far enough. It is beautiful if you have a parent or a grandparent that will be honest with you, because you'll find out this is generational, and then you can approach it from a generational fight. You can incorporate that person if they want to, hopefully they will, into that healing process, into that unpacking process, into whatever story they've been telling themselves, because somehow that story was told to you as a child through your DNA, and you carry the same interpretation. And so now, because they struggle with relationships, it's on you to view men a certain way, view women a certain way, view yourself a certain way. Sometimes the root goes that deep.
No, and a lot of times it does. It's funny you said that. Denham was having an issue, and he didn't tell me about it because he said he thought he was going to get in trouble. And me and Jay called him in the room, and a lot of times before I issue out a sentence for Denham when he does something wrong, I gotta stop. I gotta pray about it, and then I'll call my dad. Like, dude, I don't know what to do. Yada yada yada. So I sat him down and I was like, look, and I told him a story. I told him a story of a situation where I did the exact same thing he did. What? You like? It's almost like they come to the realization that like dad is also a human. Like he's not just this figure who I see as really the closest thing to God. He's like a human just like I am, and he makes mistakes just like I make. And saying that to say, it's so important to keep it 100 with your kids, not sugarcoat, not act like the holier than thou. Like I give Denham the raw. Denham know I've been to jail. Denham knows the issues that I've done with. Denham knows I used to smoke weed, everything. Because it's important that as he's growing up into a man and as he's seeing, life happen, that he always has a landmark to go back and say, my dad said he'd been there. Let me call my dad. Let me pick up the phone, or let me go on my dad's with dad. Look, this girl, we were at school and she kissed me on the cheek, and I had a reaction to it and I didn't know. Look, that's cool. You know what I mean? Just conversations like that some parents are just like, well, no, he's too young. Kids are more resilient than we give them credit for, especially these days, because they have so much information readily available.
Yeah.
They can pick up a phone, they can hop on the computer, and if you don't talk to them about it, I guarantee you they're looking on the internet.
If they're old, this is a rule of thumb that I live by with no children. But it was told to me, and I hope to practice it one day. If they're old enough to ask the question, they're old enough to get the answer.
Come on, man.
Because they're already, if they're asking the question, they're going to formulate an answer, whether you give them insight or not. So if you choose to say you're too young to hear about this, trust me, they're going to find an answer somewhere else. They're going to go somewhere and get it. If they're old enough to ask, they're old enough to receive the answer. And so you can tailor that according to their personality and according to yours. But to make it appear that the child cannot come to you for answers is a bad look for a parent.
Yeah.
What he said, Chris, that team no kids. So here's my stance. I'm gonna try this out once I plant my seed in this garden. I'm gonna let y'all know if it works or not. But that's the advice I was given. All right, we're gonna move on. Speaking about places I want to plant my seed.
A man wants a teachable young woman that he can show the world, that he can teach, that he can look back and say, this is mine. I did this. I am proud of the woman that I have cultivated. I am proud that I can call this woman mine. A man feels so much of an accomplishment when he can say he met you at 18 and now you're this great, beautiful mother that's impacted many lives that's around you. Like, he can say the wisdom that she gives to others came from him. But modern women don't want to hear that. They don't want to give that man that sense of pride. They want that pride for themselves. They want to say that their man ain't ish until I came in their lives. They want to say, look at this man that I created. And that is ass backwards.
Listen.
Go ahead, Mike. Hold on.
Listen here. So it's so crazy because as she's talking, bro, it almost sounds like Genesis 1. Like, she's talking about, this is what I created and I expound upon it and it was good. Like, she's talking about God. She's not talking about listen. Me personally, I don't want to have to do all that work with the woman that I'm with. I want you to have a little bit of brains, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of foresight, a little bit of goals already before we even get together. Because what I want is, I want in my relationship for the iron to sharpen the iron. If I gotta create you, basically, like she said, if I gotta create a whole new woman and mold you up into then I'm not growing at all. I'm not moving forward at all because I'm too busy trying to create you. She sounds, sir. Go ahead, man.
DAF, I got you.
Man.
I want to have some fun with this conversation.
Let's do it.
You said remake the woman. That's not what she was saying. She said 18. So it's actually what I like to call a blank sheet of paper. So there's nothing to remake. It's still wet behind the ears. And I'm telling you that a lot of men like that because I was one of them. I said, give me a blank sheet of paper. I'm a project manager. I know how to. I didn't, but I wanted a blank sheet. Why? But why did I think it was though? And why was that something I was interested in? Nigga, we about to explore, homie. Yeah, the lady said you need to heal or explore. Yeah, I'm about to explore because where I'm at now is where you're at, baby. I need you to meet me here so we can sharpen each other. Because the idea that I think that I am wise enough and powerful enough to impart in you everything you need to know as a woman is where the problem starts in the first place. Who do I think I am that I can successfully make you into the woman that you need to be.
God,
if that is what I'm trying to do, because if I want a blank sheet of paper, I want to conform this thing to my exact needs and what I want. I'm actually not even interested in your purpose. That's an indentured servant, homie. I want you to do what I need from you. And that's what happens sometimes where you get them young and you're just fashioning them to serve you, bro, not to partner with you. They ain't gonna have no real responsibility.
Does that? When you said that, you know what type of man gets women young and manipulates
Peas on them. R. Kelly.
Pimps.
Pookie.
That's what they do. That's why a lot of these pimps, they go to these high schools and pick up these girls after school, and then they end up having them turn tricks. So like
dang, Chris said it. They're predators.
Man. And this seems like this young lady that was speaking seems like she may be in that type of relationship. Maybe he got her at 18 and now he's done exactly I won't say manipulated, but he's trained her to thinking that
he was holding the camera
with the cue cards, with the card.
Read the card. Just read the card. You know what that symbol is, Mike, right? You know, you put your thumb down and help me. I've been abducted. Please.
Why do you know that?
Because I've been abusive relationships.
Are you an abuser?
First of all, no, I was being abused by people like this. Pimping ain't easy. I lost all my hoes.
Is there paperwork we need to sign to remove somebody from the circle?
Wow.
How do you
Wow. Nah, Pookie got to stay. I love it, man. I'm here for it. Pookie.
All of your hoes, Pook?
Did you go out of business? Did you retire? What?
Right.
Was it the pandemic? Was that PPP loan? She couldn't get getting high on your own supply, Pookie. All right, that's what happens every time.
Oh man.
Oh man.
She done lost.
So check this out. Reginald said, "This was my mindset when I had kids. I don't want to be your damn father. I need a woman, not a dependent." Woo!
Look at this. We got comedians in the house. He said, hey, don't blame pimping on you for your lack of retaining hoes.
Hey, sound like Chris can teach you a few things, Pook.
Yeah,
they call it forced retirement. Hey, they say, man, if you a leader and ain't nobody following you, you just out for a long walk. So, man, it's a lot to break down in that video. Now, here's the rest of the fun I want to have with it. There's some things I agree with. I think we do want teachable women.
That's difficult for me to
You know why? Because I'm teachable. I think it's an incredible quality to have, and I would like my woman to have it as well.
To be able to be, but be teachable in general, not just I only want her to be teachable from me. Because
what you concerned about right now?
No, I'm not concerned about anything. I feel like she was saying that just based on her and her man. I think that women and men should be teachable across the board, not just to say my man is the only person that can teach me something or my woman is the only person that can teach me something.
Would you call that unhealthy if it was true?
I would call that, if it works for you, then great. It don't work for me.
Okay. I wish I wouldn't have deleted this other video that I had up, but it was talking about.
Did you delete it?
Yeah, I've had to pull it back up, but I'm gonna say what it was anyway. I'm gonna misquote it horribly, but what she said was that this is one of the things you should not do as a woman is when a man gives you a piece of advice and you don't listen to your man, and then you hear another man say it somewhere else and you take it and you run with it. Men see that as disrespectful, because I believe a man does want to. Part of being a leader is having someone who is willing to be led. And I think that being teachable has to do with not being only a leader, but submitting. And I believe that it's best in a relationship when there's mutual submission, which is why I said I want to be able to learn from her and I want her to be able to learn from me. If we decide that exclusivity, that we only want to learn from each other, I don't think that's unhealthy. I'm not sure if that works for everybody though, like you said.
Yeah, no, I agree. Me and Jay watched this movie called Deep Water with Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was that kind of movie. Okay.
But we were saying because their relationship was so crazy, like the girl went out and had all these guy friends, and she would bring them back to the house, and she would flirt with the guys in front of the husband, and then the husband would kill the guy that she was flirting with, but then they would stay together, and she'd get a new guy. He killed him. And I was like, this whole movie, I was like, these people are crazy. But by the time the end of the movie came and they stayed together, it was just like, this is what worked for them. Who am I to come in and say this relationship is wrong? This is what works for them. It may seem crazy to me, but I'm on the outside looking in.
You're right. That's good. I think that oftentimes, like when we sit down with people and like, like even on this show, you know what I'm saying? You'll give me advice or I'll give you advice about a relationship, and we're giving advice based on what we want, as if the person was asking to date us. I done told you plenty of things like, Mike, you shouldn't do that. In essence, I'm saying like, man, if we were dating, like, first of all, what? No, nigga, don't answer me like that. Like, but that's the mindset we operate from sometimes. Like, yeah.
No, nigga, sing to him.
But that's the real though, man. Sometimes we are trying to get people to inherit our fears, and we tell them like, oh man, I don't know, you should do that. In essence, what you're saying is that wouldn't work for you in that relationship with that person. It doesn't mean it wouldn't work for them, man. I think we have to take in consideration. But I like what's going on in the chat right now. Allison said, teach me how to fix my garbage disposal or edge up the grass. Chris said, you teach him proper skincare, he teaches you why your car makes that sound. See, this teaching back and teach me something.
That's good. That's
exactly
good.
See, man.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. All right, it's 10:01, man. What we doing, bro? We out of here. Last one. It's 16 seconds. Let me see. I'm gonna put it right here. We can end with this one.
I just want to quickly share this really powerful sentence that I just read in this book. Once we love ourselves, people no longer look good to us unless they are good for us. And that is all.
Do it again. I'm sorry.
I just want to quickly share this really powerful sentence that I just read in this book. Once we love ourselves, people no longer look good to us unless they are good for us. And that is all.
That's a good measure of growth right there, because I feel like the more I begin to love myself and treat myself the way I deserve and all these things, the more certain people are just no love loss, but I just don't have a want or feel like a need to have you in my life or be around you or hang out or talk, or, you know what I mean? So many friends I can look back have fallen to the wayside, and not because they're bad people and not because we had any beef, but more so because I'm a different person and I want something different out of life. And I realized that, and I realized also that being with you or being around you doesn't get me there. And I love me enough to realize that and make the adjustment.
What I'm hearing from you and from her is that when I start to love myself, I begin to see clearly.
Yes.
I begin to see with a certain kind of discernment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's possible for me to know what's good for me until I choose to consistently and actively love myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because love is that action, love is that sacrifice. So until I start setting healthy boundaries for myself and consistently giving myself the things that I need and see how that impacts me, I haven't done the necessary research within myself, the necessary case study on myself to know what actually makes me grow. So I have no standard in which to look at how other people treat me and say, that doesn't work for me, because I don't know. Because I haven't even gone within myself, spent enough time with myself to identify. Know where you grow is a coaching thing that I did a few years ago. Knowing where you grow is
know where you grow.
Know where you grow.
Know where you grow.
know the environments that you grow in, because in essence, every person you get with, you guys combined are going to create a very specific environment. And that environment that you two create will kind of help you identify where that person needs to be in your life.
That's good, man.
But you got to know you first. You got to love on you first, because as you, just like you love on Jay, she opens up to you and reveals certain things to you. It works the same way with self-love. The more I love on me, set the boundaries, give myself the things that I need, I'm going to open up to myself, and I'm going to learn things about myself. Like, I really do like this, and I really do appreciate this, and I give it to myself. And so that becomes the standard by which people don't have to measure up to. But when they do, they get certain accesses.
Yeah.
That's good, Reginald. Your growth will scare the people that was not meant to be in your life, and those people will not be highlighted. Will not be highlighted for removal. Will now be highlighted for removal. Yeah, because they don't want you to grow and know yourself.
And it's so crazy. Sometimes you don't even have to do the removing. Gotta go ahead and just wipe that thing out. I got people that I thought would be lifelong friends, and for some reason, I was always the friend that I always end up getting in trouble, or you know what I mean, have issues, this, and that. But for some reason, I woke up one day and noticed that those people wasn't around, and that my life was going good. Right? I'm
Better.
thinking like, damn, almost better than some other people. And I'm thinking like, well, like I said, God just has a way of, you don't even have to go through the, hey, I don't think it's a good idea you don't even got to do it. Just keep living your life the way you're supposed to be living it, and God will remove all the other bullshit. The trick is when we want to reach back because we feel like we're losing something in those people. So we want to try to have what God has for us and still keep what we know has been holding us back. That's why a lot of people are stagnant in relationships, in jobs, in life in general, because you're trying to hold on to both things. Let one of them things go.
Listen, once you start loving on you properly, you're gonna start seeing some things, and
come on, man.
Once you start seeing some things, you're gonna start singing some songs about what you've been seeing.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it here. You wouldn't like it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it here.
That brother then sat wherever he sat and loved on himself long enough to recognize that I don't like it here. And you know what? If I treated you that way, you wouldn't like it here either. So I'm leaving. I gotta go. It's not good for me.
Come on.
Killing myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we've made it.
Paul said, I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now.
Sing it, Mike. It also said, I'll be back before you know it. See, now let's talk about backslide.
Niggas, boy, they'll ruin the God.
I'll be back before you know it. How many times you done went back? I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now. I think it was somebody in the background that said that. I'll be back before you know it. Some hater in the background.
It's one of them things that should just be left alone. Just leave, brother. It's okay. Just leave.
What my boy told me the other day, he said, when you find out you are where you belong, burn the boat.
Yeah.
When you find out you're with the person you need to be with, burn the boat. The boat is whatever mindset, whatever ideas, whatever beliefs that would transport you back to those places that you grew out of. Burn the boat. That may mean delete the number, unfollow on Instagram, whatever it is. Talk about their mama so they never want to call you again. I mean, whatever you got to do. Burn the boat, man. Man, I must be allergic to going overtime. So let's go ahead and end this show. Ladies and gentlemen, if anything we said tonight triggered you, we want you to know here's a resource that you can tap into. Nah, man, we talked about some stuff tonight, you know what I'm saying to you, and some stuff may have rubbed you in a certain way, and we talked about healing and exploring, but you may not even know where the first step is on how to do that. Well, here's the first step. You can call 988. It's a suicide and crisis hotline. This doesn't have to be, oh, I just lost my parents in a car accident, or, oh, so I'm going through a deep depression. A personal crisis is a personal crisis. Whatever it is you're struggling with, you can call this number and get a resource to counseling, therapy, group support groups, or whatever it is, to help aid you in that crisis, because a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. You can actually grow tremendously, exponentially through a crisis. Sometimes those things come into your life to give you that burst and that boost to make the changes you haven't been able to make for years. It is a proving ground. So don't just be so scared of crisis. Look at the opportunity that they could behold if you connect with the proper resources. And so again, this number is 988. Screenshot this. If you think this applies to one of your friends, share it with them as well, and see yourself healed, see your friends healed, and man, just see the quality of your life enhanced. It's something about me wanting to be healthier, me, and wanting the people around me to be healthier. And I recognize the people around me who don't want to be healthier, I have developed this lack of desire to be around them.
Yep. And that's okay. That's okay.
It is appropriate and healthy.
Yep.
Man, tonight was good. Tonight, thank you all the people out there who chimed in. McJellen, Portia, and Amber, and Reginald, and Chris, and Sasha, and Pookie, and Allie, and Monique, and who else am I forgetting, man? Jay,
Carrie.
And Carrie, Lotus Blossom. We appreciate you guys for showing up and participating, because this is not just a two-man job. We ain't out here trying to help the world. Everybody in the comments is hoping as well, because this will help. Mike, you want to pray us out?
You got it, good brother.
I got it. All right, cool. All right. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to be here tonight. We thank you for what was done. We prayed before this show, and we believe that you heard our prayers and answered our prayers. And we thank you that the seeds that were planted fell on good ground, and that the people who heard what they needed to hear, they won't just go and turn on Netflix or go turn on a music or watch a movie. Father God, they will sit with this word you specifically gave them and figure out how to plant it in their life and use it practically. We thank you for the freedom that people are going to experience as they dive into the self-work that needs to happen through counseling, through therapy, through meditation, through reading your word, through prayer, whatever avenue you send them down. Father God, we pray that the help that we hope happens on Sundays, we know that it happens after they receive these revelations and practical tips from this show. It's the self-work they do at home. So we pray you sit with them, encounter each of them tonight in a very powerful and beautiful way, that they can see the root of some of the behavior that's causing them to self-sabotage. And I pray, Lord, that family members are being more open to share what they struggle with as well. So these people won't have to, deal with it on their own, that they can, see the connections and just reveal to them, the common patterns that certain, relatives and bloodlines share. And I just pray, Father God, they find that root and they find that enemy, and they use your word to defeat that thing once and for all, so that the generations coming after them, Father God, will have a better chance at living a fulfilled life. We thank you for all those. Bless everyone who donated to Denham's mission trip to Africa. We thank you that you've gone before him, that his way may be successful. This will be a life-changing trip for him in many ways, and for his father and Jay as well. And the mother, Father God, we thank you for freedom and deliverance for everybody associated with the participation of this young man going to Africa, Father God. And we just thank you, Father God, again, just for this tonight. We pray that we all rest well, get the energy that we need. About to go to bed, maybe 6 to 8 hours. Some of us, we pray, Lord, that these hours are replenishing and restoring and revealing. And that if you reveal to anything to us tonight while we sleep, help us to wake up, write it down, and give it some time in meditation, because we know that you do speak to us in those quiet spaces, in those quiet hours. We bless you. Bless your name. Thank you for it all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Well, Jay, she said, just pray for those that don't want help from a distance. So, yep. Father God, I want to add this to the prayer. Father God, for the people that we really want to help, but you haven't called us to help us to keep our distance. Help us not to get out of pocket trying to do something you have not called us to do. We thank you for that. In Jesus' name. Man, Is that it, Mike? You got anything else for him?
No, man, I'm good to go. Again, everybody that donated tonight, I thank you. Carrie Webb, I appreciate you for your ridiculous donation. Man, I just want to add to the prayer that I pray that these people see their return on their sowing, man, because it's denim is definitely good ground to sow in, man, and I just I'm appreciative.
Sounds like he's going. Sounds like he's going. Yeah. God bless those angel donors. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen.
2 Chainz.
Later.